Hey, what is up, guys? Taylor, aka Red Ranger 02 here, back with the video. Sorry for it not being as soon as you guys might have thought of. It did take me a while, but come on, remember, I also do have a job. But today I decided I'm going to try and upload a whole bunch of videos for you guys to either watch all at once, if you so desire, or watch just throughout the rest of the week. But today I will be doing another top 10 video, and I haven't done one of these in a while. And today will be a top 10 10 favorite video games of all time. Don't understand the voice crack. Jeez, I'm all phlegmed up right now. Anyway, I do have a notepad that has all of them on it because I went back and I was watching some videos, like my top 10 factions video, well, my top 5 factions video, and my other top 10 videos. And I realized I kind of stuttered a bit during those, more than I usually do, trying to remember them because I would think about the list before I did the video, and then whenever I went to go record the video, I was like, what did I make this one? So I had them all written down, so let us begin. At number 10 is Spider-Man 3. Now, there is somebody behind their screen watching this, just looking at me, just going, you poor, poor soul, you like Spider-Man 3. What horrible, horrible games have you played? Spider-Man 3 was a terrible game now that I look back at it, but it still was honestly a pretty damn good game. In my opinion, I really did like some of the other side quests that it had. Would have I wished it went with more of the Spider-Man 2 graphics than what it did with this one? Yes, but they wanted to try and make it a little bit newer. They made some of the most ridiculous looking actual human faces that I had ever seen. Some of the facial expressions were just hilarious. Others were just terrifying. And I wish that they would have gone with Spider-Man being a lot more evil. Like, it only seemed like the big evil moment that he had was whenever he had that fight with Mary Jane. That's it. Now, at my number 9, it's actually going to be 2 games, because they're, basically, they're on there for the exact same reasons, and that's Fables 2 and 3. I like the new mechanics that they add, like you having a dog and everything, and I love the fact that now you can choose actually which gender your character is. Now, a lot of people are like, well, I didn't really care for that. Well, I did! My opinion is female protagonists can be pretty freaking badass. And I honestly freaking love that. So, the fact that you could do that with those two is awesome. However, it fails at actually being a rather difficult game. Money is way too easily made in both titles. And then, the bosses and other enemies are pretty easy. It kind of ends up knocking down Fable, the original game that started off the franchise, down a couple notches. Fable was probably one of my best games, but it was not one of my favorite. These two, on the other hand, due to the fact of the new mechanics that they did add, and with more character customization, like being able to dye armors and hair, which I do not remember from the original, as well as different hairstyles, and even having some of the original ones. I did not exactly like the way that 3 handled it. I definitely like the way that 2 handled it a lot more. When you found the card, it was kind of like, yes, but with that one, it's like, oh, I have to go to every other place to try and find that one that I really do want. And even then, you already had some pretty cool hairstyles that you could just go to and choose from already. At number 8, Power Rangers the 20th Anniversary game, specifically for DS. I believe I mentioned it before on this channel, but I did not really like that game at all. You can play as a single ranger from one of one of the select team of rangers that they made for the DS game. Now, is it different for other consoles? I'm not 100% sure. All I know is the DS one was not the greatest experience. But it was still cool to play a Power Ranger game, and most of the levels were pretty challenging in their own right. I did have a whole lot of fun playing it, and so I honestly really did like it. At number 7, now a lot of people are going to laugh at this. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom for the PS2. That was one of the very first video games I ever played. Minus games I played on the Sega. But as far as new consoles for my generation, the PS2 was hugely hyped up. And I really did enjoy getting to play freaking SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. You got to play as either SpongeBob, Patrick, or Sandy, and all of them having different abilities. The boss fights were pretty freaking challenging, and the different robots that they made for the freaking game, how you had standard ones and then you had other kinds of bots that you had to fight, were pretty freaking cool. And it did take a while, but yes, I did end up beating the game. Did I ever really, truly learn and how to get to some of those secret areas? Heck to the no. Because some of those freaking robots, like the one that had the ray that you couldn't walk into and you had to sneak up on it, those guys were pretty freaking difficult to actually beat. At number 6, Kamen Rider Belt Flash games. Now, these aren't exactly your normal video games. These are just little flash games that you can find online, but I do like them. There's something very satisfying about being able to, if you don't have the toy, have some kind of interaction with a Kamen Rider belt. Like I said, for some of them, it's good because you don't have the toy, so it actually does make for some pretty good interaction with it. Sort of like you have the actual thing in your hand. Not entirely, but it's actually pretty freaking cool. Plus, a lot of them end up having the actual sound effects for Hyper DVD ones and other things that a lot of others did not. Such as the O's one, which actually had both versions of Kangaroo in it. If you did not know, the Hyper Battle DVD that was released for Kamen Rider O's allowed you to choose which way that you use Kangaroo, and it's the only medal that does this. You could either use Taka, Kangaroo, Bata, or you could use Taka, Tora, Kangaroo. So it was very cool to honestly see that. At number 5 is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. Is it a pretty good game? Yes, but it is not my favorite of the Elder Scrolls series. In fact, it might be my least favorite. I had so many difficulties at the very beginning of the game that honestly just made a hugely negative experience for me, but when I started warming up to the game, it worked a whole lot better. I think I would get more familiar with it if I had an Xbox, the original Xbox, and were able to play it through a console controller rather than the PC format. But the PC format isn't bad. At number 4, Spider-Man 2. Number 4, Spider-Man 2. Anyway, yes, that is by far one of my favorite freaking games of all time. It was just a fun experience playing that game. It is still by far, in my opinion, one of the best free roam Spider-Man games of all time. Now, it's not a part of this list, but if I had to pick one of the best story-driven games of all time, I would honestly have to go Spider-Man Edge of Time. That was a very, very, very good game to play. I really liked it. And I love the fact that it was a kind of somewhat loose sequel to Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. I did like that. I liked how it was a very loose sequel. Number 3, Minecraft. Now, a lot of people cannot stand it because of just how many Minecraft YouTubers there are out there. Heck, most of my favorite YouTubers are indeed Minecraft Let's Players. And I really do enjoy the game. I like being able to go in and create my own world, essentially. One of my favorite builds that I just recently did is, I'll try and find some way to show it, not in this video, but maybe in like a later video. I built the entire Lightspeed Aqua base, like at least like the exterior of it. I haven't built anything inside of it, but I found like a very deep thing of water, and I was honestly able to build the entire Lightspeed Power Rangers Aqua base, which was very, very fun build. Number 2, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Now, Elder Scrolls is by far one of my favorite video game series of all time. At least the main ones. I haven't played too many of the side ones, such as Redguard. I believe that's what it. It's called Battle Spire, all those. I haven't played them, so I'm not too sure about those. Would I love the chance to try and play them? Sure, but I would need a much older computer. As I found out, if your computer is too new, it actually will not play old games. So I honestly have to wait to go over to my grandparents to play freaking Arena and Daggerfall. Yeah. Anyway, it was a very fun game, and it was my very first actual experience with the Xbox 360. I'd only played PS2 up until that point, and that was my first taste of Xbox 360, and I love the character customization. I spent hours making new characters, which kind of bugged my dad's friends because it was on there. So would I ever delete their characters? No, but would I have a lot of mine on there? Yes. I just liked making my character at the very beginning. And at that point, I honestly didn't know anything about freaking saving or loading, because it took me freaking forever to freaking honestly get a memory card for my PS2. And even then, I sometimes forgot I had it. And at number 1, my favorite freaking video game, and you guys probably know it, it's on my arm for those of you who are my friends. I'm not going... I guess I can try and show it. Yep, my favorite game, Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim to be specific. Skyrim is just such a good game. Does it have its flaws? Yes, but honestly, I love the game. And of course, when I found out that the newest copy came out for Xbox One, and I think I mentioned it in a video previously, how I said I wouldn't get Skyrim for the Xbox One unless it supported VR. It does not, but as soon as I found out that it had mods, I jumped on that right away. Mods are just so much fun to play with. I mean, how else can you run around as Darth Vader in a freaking medieval fantasy game? It's so much fun to play. All the freaking dragons are so cool. I love the plot of it. Is it as good as the plot as Oblivion? No. But also the side quests are interesting. The Dark Brotherhood quest is extremely interesting. I loved every single bit of the experience in playing Skyrim, except whenever I ran into a dragon priest at such a low level. That was my only real negative experience with the game, because I had actually gotten him down, hadn't taken a single hit, gotten him down to that much health, and then all of a sudden, I get freaking killed. Yeah. Was not fun. I think my phone just went off. And it definitely went off. My cat's like, the heck was that? Bubba! Come here, bud. It's not supposed to be a video about him, but I want to show my cat off. Again. He's huge. Anyway, guys, those are my top 10 favorite, and he's like, oh, dude, screw you. You just woke me up. Anyway, yeah, those are my top 10 favorite video games of all time. If I didn't mention some games that you guys like, let me know what are games that you like in the comments down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Power down! God, it feels good to say that.